Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of GNN. Today is June 11th, 2025. And as always, we have another banner night on our hands here. But before we get to the details of our brand new mobile suit, let's go over some news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to lead off with our segment here, we have the PMU Material Enhancements campaign going on right now. So what that means is increased base rewards, higher container mobile suit discovery rates, and campaign exclusives, as they're saying. So you do have a free chance for a special supply drop pull, guaranteed for a mobile suit in the current lineup. This also includes dupes, so if you feel like you got extra tokens to spare, it's only one single pull, so you're not doing 10 pulls for this. Might be worthwhile, but at the same time, I would start saving up already, because like I said, anniversary is very close. It's pretty much next month already, so yeah, I would say do it at your own risk. On top of that, we do have the reinforced container recon team being expanded up to 25%. So for those of you that have already hit your silver, gold, platinum war medals, it does give you a chance for some awesome rewards, if not tuning and some other materials as well. So that's always a good thing, especially if you have the time to spare. On top of that, if you're a new and returning, well, technically it's not new and returning. Okay, we'll scratch that. We also have increased rewards for XP, dueling points for tuning, and some other shenanigans, especially if you're a new player or new pilot. And clan points are tripled right now as well. And then they also have limited special missions right now. We just got a new update, so now it's for the, I forgot what the actual unit pattern that is, but it's a water splosh camo, and it looks like it's adjustable as well as far as color tuning. So for those that like to really get into that sort of thing, that is for you. Definitely jump on that. As well as we also have some DP rewards, mechanic tickets, and mechanical unlocks as well. So that recap, our main event is here. It is a 3-star suit in the form of the Gerbera Tetra Kai from the Mayfly in Space video segment short. And I'm not sure exactly what you call it, but it's an animation for sure. You know, seamless suit just on extra tuning. It's a pretty cool, neat suit that I found out about in a certain game called SD Gundam G Generation Genesis, but I digress, that's a small tangent. So really cool stuff, 3-star. And then we have a boosted supply drop for this suit, which we go down the line here. It's a 5-step, and ironically, for the first time probably I've ever seen playing this game, we actually have, unless this is a typo, 2 separate sections where it's a half off. So half off at the first step and a half off at step 4. So man, that's maybe that might be the norm for everything that happens to fall under this category for 3 stars and below. Honestly, that's definitely shaping up. I cannot be mad at that. I do feel like that should happen more often, especially for those of you guys that are on a tighter budget with anniversary kind of kicking around. Might be really cool. That is definitely something that I think we all can kind of agree on as being a good thing. We also have a reissue supply drop for G-Doors. This is I believe a 700 cost native support unit. It is still decently strong. And then on top of that, I think it's a multi-step. No, I think it's just a 10 pull. So mechanic tickets as well. Not sure exactly how that's going to work. Oh, it is a boosted version. So yeah, boosted version, 7 steps. You also get mechanic tickets. So not sure why they have double that, but that's kind of what they're doing with it. Do have some changes to the recycle ticket counter with the level 1 and level 2 Loto, which I believe it's a 550 native if I'm not mistaken. It might be 500. I might be wrong on that. But either way, if you've been missing out on that, it's in the ticket center for I think 480 tickets. It's definitely up there with some others as well, which kind of makes me scratch my head a bit, but they're in there. So got the Loto, the level 2 of the Goof Heavy Arms type, the General is in there, as well as the level 4 Dom Barrage, which I thought we've already had that already, but I guess it's coming back again. And I think it's still up there in ticket prices too for an older Legacy suit. But I guess because it's level 4, I guess they can justify that. So just reporting that. We do have some changes to the DP exchange as well, in the form of the level 1 Gundam Mark IV, this 600 cost native general type that has fake beacon and stealth. Yeah, it's a weird combination for sure, but it's in there if you want to give it a go, get a chance to get it. I think it's probably in the millions as per usual, so hopefully you've been saving up that DP. We also have the level 1 and level 2 GM Raid, this 350 cost native general type that has some pretty strong melee. Is definitely one of those cool things. I still kind of use it from time to time. It's just the shotgun's kind of wishy-washy sometimes in terms of consistency, but it's definitely a fun suit when you do manage to connect all your hits too. And then on top of that, if you guys missed out on the monkey, the good old, was it 350 Jurek? It might be 400. I know it's based off of the GOG platform where they're very similar. Well, now that's in there too, so I'm gonna probably see a lot of that in low cost, so interesting. We also have some adjustments for the sibling machine situation battle. It looks like for Team B, G04 is getting, the BST is getting mobile suit specs tweaked. Same with Gerbera Tetra and the Sisquid. So, interesting enough. And I think we went over clan matches the last time, so we'll gloss over it very, very quickly. This upcoming one this weekend, I believe. Oops, that's the wrong link. We wanted to look at the schedule, sorry. So the next one upcoming is a 500 cost simple battle. It's evening time on Arctic base. As with always, it's a 4v4. And then you also have, we're back to space with Lunar Debris for shuffle target, 5 a.m. Pacific the week after, and then ace match at 300 for resort. Everybody's favorite match. So this is for currently still the Gelgoog Lancer, which is a 400 cost native general, which is pretty nasty from my experience. We're still working on that assigned tangent, but no melee combo. It's pretty much got the Yan moveset, but when you do connect, man, this thing's a pain in the butt. Has a lot of aspects of the Haimo Gelgoog that sits at 50 points higher. So if you are part of a clan that is participating in clan matches, at least this is the time that you want to place within the top 100, I believe. Right now, 249. Yeah, so top 100 placement now. So if you missed out on the suit, this is your time to make it happen because it's evening time. All right, on to our main event here. Gerbera Tetra Kai is a 550 native general, which I was thinking it was something else, considering I thought it was going to be like a raid or something, because we already have the Gerbera Tetra already. But seeing that this is a revamped version, somehow they decided they wanted to make it a general. I guess it makes sense, maybe because we already have the GBO4 Gerbera Tetra Gundam as a support already, which I'm kind of surprised. Oh my god, raid. I don't know. Actually, wait a minute, the Gerbera Tetra is a raid, right? Yeah, the regular Gerbera Tetra is a raid. See, I'm getting my facts confused a little bit, sorry. But yeah, this is an enhanced version of the Gerbera Tetra, originally referred as the Gundam GBO4, so kind of makes sense that this one would be a general. Modified fixed stern booster, integrated shoulder armor, rear stabilizer, and as always, like the regular Gerbera Tetra, this is usable on ground and space. And it also comes with the stern booster limited release system level 2, increases movement speed, high HSM by 15, sorry, and reduces range attack damage and stagger due to accumulation damage during high-speed movement at your thrust being max. So if you're not familiar with the skill, this is actually the same skill that the High-Mo Camphor has. Although I think that they have it at level 1. So it kind of makes sense. So this kind of ties into, I guess almost in a way, they were kind of beta testing it with the High-Mo Camphor. So surprisingly enough, I don't really see the Camphor that much. There occasionally I will, but you're probably going to see this more often than most, being kind of like the range counterpart to that. And if you're doing 10 pulls on a separate pull, if you missed on it, this is for Sima Garahu's, totally butchering the name, sorry, for her normal suit. So without further ado, let's get into the stats. All right, folks, here we are with our Gerbera Tetra Kai. 18 right off the bat, which is pretty much almost on par with the High-Mo Camphor that we were talking about earlier. So jumping into the thick of things, we do have a little more tendency towards beam and melee resistance. And with something as fancy as this looking thing, it's no surprise they decided to give it a little bit less ballistic resistance. So I would say that's a big weak spot that it might have, with consideration to the fact that the regular Gerbera Tetra has like 20s across the board. So just something to kind of note. Similar to the configuration that our Gerbera Tetra also has, there is a little bit of leaning towards range strength, although the starting values are kind of on the lower side in comparison. And the same can be said for the movement speed. It actually walks at 130 versus 135. High speed movement at 220 with a generous thruster gauge already. So that's the nice thing about both units, if we're comparing them together, is very similar tendencies, definitely very similar properties in terms of boosting speed and boosting capacity. Now, of course, custom part slots, not as much as the Gerbera Tetra. It's a little more balanced out between across the numbers there. Despite it being a shooty suit, there's not a whole lot of room for long range power or long range part slots, so everything has been kind of shifted to close to medium. Alright, going into the primary weapons, we have the sub weapon that is on the GBO4 now as a beam ammo type primary for the Tetra Kai. 2200 base power, 6 shots, 350 effective meters, 4.5 seconds between shots, and a 12-second reload time, which is pretty much standard for the course. It's not bad. Considering its short size, I guess they just, kind of makes sense. It kind of has a little bit gimp of a range there. Would be nice to have that extend to 400, just because, every meter counts, especially if you have a shooty suit like this. This is a point to shoot stun type of thing, so there is no charging on here. Pretty standard stuff. As with the melee, has a base power of 2400, 2.5 seconds for its primary. Nothing super out of the ordinary. Jumping into the sub-weapon category, we have the same 110mm machine gun. I think these are the same values. 180, 30 rounds in the mag, 250 meters, and a 12-second reload time. I think the Ray does reload a little bit faster by 2 seconds. I won't say that's a deal breaker, but it definitely is significant. And then, ironically enough, the primary for the Gerbera Tetra is now a sub-weapon. The only difference is this is a unique version of that. Similar specs, 50 points less power, same heat rate, same effective range. The only difference is this actually has a faster cooldown time by, I think, 0.2 of a second instead of a full second. 17-second overheat and a 2-second charge time. So this will stun on charge, and then it does burst fire just like the regular rifle. Alright, jumping into the shopping list of skills. We have some usual suspects. This actually has a double roll. Quick boost, flight control 3. It does have Ambok 2. Maneuver armor 1, 2 swings, force injector 4. So this is gonna be pretty good for staying maneuverable. We has a back buffer and EX boost level 2. So you do have that nice special button, and it's only once per spawn, as expected. And then what we talked about here, the SB limiter release. Basically, when you start high-speed movement with full thrusters, high-speed movement increases by 15, range attack taken while moving is reduced by 40%, and stagger due to cumulative damage is reduced. So, I will say, considering that I've taken this out already, it is still taking some time to get used to, considering that it's been quite some time since I've played the High-Mo camper that I would probably compare this to, very much so. But I can tell you for a fact that this does not lack any power. So you'll see a video shortly after this showcasing a little bit of what we were kind of figuring out pre-recorded wise, and then we'll go from there.
Ready to begin?
Oh my god, look at that force injection. This is stupid. That is stupid, dummy. Okay. Alright, let's test this. It's not even 25%, that's like 20, I think? Yeah, it's like 20.
The majority of combat happens in a mobile suit, so you'll need to be comfortable with the controls.
Not bad. That like 60%. That feels kind of weird. Hold on. Like, yeah, it's like 60%.
Each has its own role in combat.
40%.
Weak to the other categories.
Where have I seen this before? Huh? Hold on.
General-type mobile suits feature a well-rounded, durable design that makes them ideal for establishing and holding the battle line. They deal increased damage to enemy raid types.
Backpedal speed is definitely interesting as well. Mind you guys, we are running this stock. I'm not even running this with like the config that we set up already earlier.
Ground battles,
This is just...
damaging or destroying a mobile suit's legs can cripple its effectiveness. Be mindful of damage and strain on your own legs, and take every chance you get to damage the enemy.
So I wonder if like the force cooling would be beneficial for something like this, especially if you're running EX boost. Probably not. Just because like the space that it takes up to get anything like numbers wise that's beneficial would be like... Alright, so let's do this. Huh. Is it only when we do EX? Sorry. I was trying to figure out stuff, get it in there. I defeated myself, oh no. So I wonder, I think I glossed over it, but like, I think it's supposed to do the special animation when you do hit the EX boost. I don't see the visual cue, or maybe it's a thruster thing. How did I self-detonate? This is practice. Just change your HP.
Good luck! If you focus too much on what's right in front of you, you'll be blindsided blindsided by attacks from the sides and rear. Use
Okay,
your
so
radar
yeah,
to
it's
monitor
not
your
while that's
surroundings.
going.
Spot lurking enemies and avoid any nasty surprises.
Usually I thought they would have some type of visual cue that your skill is actually kicking in. Alright folks, that concludes tonight's update with the Gerbera Tetra Kai now coming to GBO2. I'm actually kind of curious to see what else I need to adjust for it, because as with every brand new suit, people are still kind of figuring things out, and well, I would say people are just coming home from work and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think about the suit. Is it a pass or is it a go? Have you guys fought it yet? And what do you guys think about its performance in the field? If it's a nuance, or if it's something very interesting and unique to GBO2 in itself. But all those questions and maybe some of those answers will have to just come at a later time. So till then, I will see you guys all on the next video. Take care.